Hello YouTube, and welcome back to my channel. This is how not to play the Lost Vikings. So, the Lost Vikings are perhaps one of the most difficult heroes to play, in that most people don't understand the true genius behind the Vikings. They are not meant for team fighting, although you can team fight with them. They are meant to soak lanes and get your team ahead in experience. So, the Lost Vikings are three separate tunes that you have to control or micro at all at the same time. They work best in a 3-lane map where you could send one Viking to each lane and then communicate to your team that they should be sticking together at all times and you will be soaking. Um, they require a lot of concentration if you do a 3-lane soak like that, because you have to be consistently aware of where they are at all times and microing them to adjust. That being said, their abilities are pretty minimal. Your first one is you select Olaf. Olaf is the fat one right here with the shield. Olaf has lots of health, regenerates health quickly, and charges to slow enemies. Balog is this one right here with the sword. He deals splash damage to enemies. And then Eric. This is the small one right here. Eric moves faster than the other Vikings and has longer attack range. Now, their trait is Viking Horde. Gathering a regen globe with a Viking permanently increases all their health regeneration by 0.5 per second. So you do want to be trying to collect those regen globes, but do not go out of your way to get them, because, yeah, that adds up, but at the same time, that's not the primary point of a Viking. Basically, you don't want to be missing out on a lane soak and potentially get killed for a regen globe. You probably will see me do that regardless with the Viking, but I highly recommend not doing that. Your first one is the Team Fight ult. This is called Longboat Raid. You hop into an unstoppable longboat that fires at nearby enemies for X damage per second and can fire a mortar that deals X damage in an area. The boat has increased health for each Viking inside. If the boat is destroyed by enemies, all Vikings are stunned for 1.5 seconds. The ult lasts 15 seconds. It's an okay ult. I've used it once, and this is primarily why I don't team fight as a Lost Viking, is because I did not like it whatsoever. Then there is the second ult. Play again. Summon, fully heal, and revolve all Lost Vikings at a target location after a Viking channels for 2 seconds. It is a fantastic heroic. What I like to do with this ultimate is, if there's a huge push that's about to happen to the core, or there's a team fight that I need to be a part of for an objective, I will send Eric over here away to a safety area or to go get a camp or anything, and then have Olaf and Balog help with the fight. And then if them two are taken down, I will send Eric back down close to the team fight and then activate play again. That will bring all Vikings back together, and then I'll send Olaf and Balog back into the fight, and then Eric back into safety. This way I always have a lifeline. Now granted, this is cooldown is 80 seconds, however, it will help. That's my strategy with play again. I also use it occasionally to get all 3 Vikings into one area, back into their lanes. There's a variety of things you can do with it. You will see me doing a 3-lane Vikings. I will not be talking much, as I tend to do, about everything that's going on. This requires a lot of concentration on my part. Now, don't get me wrong, I am not the best microer out there, but I'm okay at it. I guess I'll go into what I will be building into. So my first talent, I'll be picking up Viking Bribery. Enemy minions or captured mercenaries killed near the Lost Vikings grant a stack of bribe. Upon 40 stacks of use 40 stacks to bribe a target mercenary, instantly defeating them. Does not work on elite mercenaries. Maximum stacks available 200. If a camp is defeated entirely with a bribe, the camp respawns 50% faster. So this helps with the tri-lane Vikings. You want all 3 of them soaking those 3 lanes, and each one of those Vikings counts toward that bribe stack. So you can get those bribes a whole lot faster, and this helps with what I was talking about earlier, with Eric going out and getting mercenaries. The next talent I will be using Mercenary Lord. Friendly, non-boss mercenaries near your hero deal 50% more damage. Vikings gain 50 armor against minions and mercenaries, reducing the damage taken by 50%. So it helps them push, and it helps the mercenaries with them push. So you want to have your Viking near the mercenaries as they go. And then we're going to go spin to win. Each Viking spins at the same time. It's a good AoE around them. It helps the team fight or with help getting the minion wave down. Then we will go play again. 13 will be jump. This is a great invuln moment. You make all Vikings invuln and able to pass over enemies for 1.5 seconds. So say if there's a Zool that's trying to root you, or a Malfurion that's trying to root you, or a Butcher that's about to charge on you, anything that's going to screw one of your Vikings, you can jump and they're completely invuln for 1.5 seconds and you can get them out a lot easier. It's great for disengages. So then we will go 16. Impatience is a virtue. Enemies damaged by Viking's basic attack reduce the cooldown of all Viking abilities by 0.25 seconds. Just a great way to keep your abilities going faster and faster. And then we will go into Fury of the Swarm. Every 5 seconds, the next basic attack will deal an additional X damage to the target and X damage to all nearby minions, mercenaries, and monsters. Each Viking has their own cooldown. So what this means is that it will help them push the lanes even better and even be capable of team fighting to a minuscule degree. Like I said, Vikings are all about split pushing, or at least the way I play Vikings, the way they're meant to be played at IMO. But once again, I will not be talking much, guys, and I apologize for that. These guys require a lot of concentration. Another thing, Vikings do not have a mount. They have go, 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 gain 30% increased movement speed for 4 seconds. Each Viking will activate this at the same time whenever you press your Z. Okay, it does not say, but Vikings themselves, each hero, does not grant full XP. I believe it's like a third XP per Viking death. So you would have to take down all 3 Vikings at once for it to count as a full hero. So therefore, it is not a terrible loss XP-wise if you lose a Viking. The worst part that's going to happen is that you're going to lose out on XP from that soak lane. Also, I do not recommend Lost Vikings in quick match at all. You need a 3-lane map for Lost Vikings to truly work and shine. If it's a 2-lane map, you may as well kiss your butt goodbye because you're just not going to get the same soak that you could. Second of all, most quick match teams do not understand how the Lost Vikings work. Even if you type, and you will see me type, even if you type in the most nicest way possible, if you tell the team, hey, listen, I got lane soak, stay as a team and stick together and fight as a team, they will still split off 9 chances out of 10. I had this with the other night where a viewer requested me to play the Lost Vikings. I told the team in the nicest way possible, listen, I got lane soak, stay together for team fights and you guys will win. Within 30 seconds of the match starting, I had 2 different team members in lanes with the other Vikings. We won, but boy was I pulling my non-existent hair out. I was pulling my hair out at that point. I was so frustrated. Yeah, I know this overview is going on way long, but I just need to stress everything about the Vikings. But that's the Vikings. Let's get to it.
Hurry! The winds of war are starting to howl. Ready to let loose your wrath. Where do you get these ideas anyway?
Okay. So you can use your 1, 2, and 3 keys to individually assign your Vikings.
Seconds remain.
Wow, this is a good sign.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let the battle begin.
So I'm going to put Eric in a bush, Olaf right here, and then Balog is going to stay right here. Close enough to the minions that are minions, but far enough away from the team fight.
Hey, it's Olaf. I don't know
Now, usually what I typically do is lane with Baylog at this point. I need to get him out. Okay, Eric is fine. That's fine. It's not a big deal. We're gonna move Baylog into the bottom lane. I'm actually surprised they split off so fast.
You think yourself worthy to wield the Dragon Knight's power? Prove it. Take control of the shrines.
I'm on the hunt. Felix, Blaster, set things on fire.
Okay.
Hi-ho. I'm hungry.
Capture the shrines. Inherit the Dragon Knight's power. And lay waste to this forsaken kingdom.
Eric, too fast, too furious. I've got the bad feeling about this. No, really. This might not go the way we think it will. Hurry up already. That corpse could prove useful.
Good work.
Choose a talent. I don't know if this is safe. You're dead. But aren't we all?
Oh, that was dumb.
All permitting you to die. Keep a good Viking down. Oh, good. I'm back. Swiftly. I hear you.
Okay, we want him near these so they deal more damage. We need him to heal up before we re-engage.
I
Shit.
don't know if this is safe. Where do you get these ideas anyway? Let's see you get this one. Already your phylactery. Hello. I don't know if this is choose a talent. That takes finesse, you know. I'll take the lead. Can't keep a good Viking down. There is no escape. Where do you get these ideas? I would have done better. I don't know if this is safe.
This is a great map for the Lost Vikings.
Everything to ash!
Oh, I've never seen such impressive graphics before. Well done. I don't know if this is safe. Fine with me.
The strength was never yours to keep.
Bring me to the food. Eric, I hope you have directions. I'm going to crush you like a gate. Hi-ho. Choose a talent. Your service.
Now remember, I left him to die, but he got that camp for me, and we kept that camp nearby, or we kept that camp empowered.
A dark void
See, they're not team fighting. Illidan is alone.
Before the shrines are ready for the taking.
But we need Olaf to stay with this group.
This might not go the way we think it will.
There must always be a Dragon Knight. But will it be you?
Okay, let's go. They lock here.
Okay, we're gonna move him to grab that camp.
Not go, not for Olaf. Freya.
Incinerate all who oppose this realm's rebirth.
I'm on the hunt.
Frozen. That should help us. Choose a talent. I've got the bad feeling. Oh, really? I don't know if this is safe. I hear you.
Of course you need me.
I have seen enough. For now.
I don't recall permitting you to die. I've got the bad feeling about this. No! Really? Consume. Let's get one. You're dead. But aren't we all?
What's the plan?
What you need? Where do you get these ideas anyway?
I'm on the hunt.
They lock here.
Well fought.
I don't know if this is safe.
Take that and this and a few of these.
Choose a talent. I've got the bad feeling about this. Service to the cold.
Okay, so we have to be very careful. Both of our Vikings are down.
My beloved.
We have 20 seconds on our cooldown, but we got this keep.
Control the shrines and make use of it.
Keep destroy. But one of many. Heidi-ho! I could really use some lasagna right now. I'm hungry.
Avenge my husband. Earn his power and destroy your enemies.
I'm Eric. Too fast, too furious. Take that. This and a few of these. North by northwest.
this real life? None resist the chill of double kill.
Make your enemies suffer as I have.
You for me? I hear you. My persistence is legendary.
Hi-yo!
Any aliens here? I'm going to blast you like a gate. Right away.
Keep annihilated! Bring forth the meat wagons. You need tenderizing. Service to the cold dark is unfinished.
I can attack in this game.
Death means little to the servant of the stern.
That beast is not my enemy.
Victory!
And that's the Lost Vikings.
MVP.
I always tell the friendly team, hey, stay in this group. I'm going to lane to let them know two things. First, that I'm going to be laning. So chances are I'm not going to be team fighting. Now, I did team fight a little bit near the end, but that was just primarily to secure a kill or help get the objective. You don't want to completely ignore team fights at all times with the Lost Vikings, because then you're going to be screwing your team. However, you don't want to be engaged at all times because you want to be sitting there in the team, or in the lanes. And then also, I tell them that so that way they know to stay grouped. Now, as you saw, that Illidan went ahead and decided, I'm too good to do that. I'm going to stick with I'm going to do my own thing. And that happens pretty much all the time in Quick Match. I even prefaced that in the overview. Another thing to watch out for is you're going to get a lot of hate as the Lost Vikings. People are going to complain that you're not in team fights whenever you're soaking. Just brush it off, bro. You're helping them get XP. Look at this. 17,000 XP. We got more XP than 2 people combined of our team. Yes, our siege wasn't as great as Vala. Yes, our team fight damage was comparable to Anubarak. And we weren't that far behind that Illidan. But that XP went a long way. But that's Lost Vikings. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you guys have a great day and take care.